Hey folks, welcome to Just Omer. My name is Omer Ahern Jr. and this is my periodic report to the people of Grafton County and beyond about what is going on and what's happening and what we're doing at the Grafton County government and the Grafton County complex up in North Haverhill. I am the County Commissioner from District 3, and I serve at present. Today is November 16th, and I just want to give you a little bit of a reference point here of where we are, because some of my comments today are kind of affected by the present dates. But I serve with two other county commissioners, Commissioner Wendy Piper from District 1, and Commissioner Piper is the chairperson of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners. And we also serve with Commissioner Linda Lauer from District 2, or she's elected from District 2. And she will be stepping down at the end of this year. And there has been a new county commissioner elected from District 2. And the name, I believe, is, forgive me, Commissioner-elect, Martha McLeod from up in the Littleton area. So there will be a bit of a change. Commissioner Piper was reelected, and I did come in first in my race for the District 3 commissioner seat. There are certainly other elected officials that interact with the Grafton County Commissioners, but primarily by state law that went into, that was first passed back in the 1870s. County government, county commissioners specifically, are responsible for the operations of a county nursing home, and we have a 135-bed county nursing home in Grafton County. We're also responsible for the operations of a county jail and a county house of correction. And the county house of correction is for individuals who have been found guilty of a criminal offense, but they have not been sentenced for more than a year and a day in jail, in prison, in incarceration. So we kind of have a limited impact on incarcerations here in Grafton County, and all the counties have their own houses of correction. And then the third aspect of Grafton County government specifically these days is the operation of a farm. And the original purpose of the county farms was to provide food, dairy products and meats and eggs and, meats from cows and pigs and chickens, and to provide vegetables all grown on the county farm properties, and to feed the residents in the nursing home, and to feed the inmates in the house of correction and the staff people. So that's been historically what the county governments are responsible to do directly. Over the years, some of the county monies have been spent doing some other things that county commissioners in the past may have felt were appropriate for county government to do. But primarily, the county government needs to focus on taking care of the elderly and taking care of meeting the needs of the criminal justice system, providing prisons, and the staffing to make those things happen. And as I've been discussing with you over the last year or so, is some of the challenges that we have had in Grafton County with meeting those staffing needs and obligations. What's happening in Grafton County, though, is not unique to government and institutions all over our great republic of the United States of America. So there's a lot of things that are on my mind as a county commissioner going into a new 2-year term, and things that will be discussed at length more by the county commissioner board at present, and then there'll be new things to discuss with the new county commissioner after the 1st of January of 2023. So again, as I've said, the other aspect of what I want to share with you folks this morning is there are other county officials, constitutional officials. One of those is the county sheriff, described in the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire as the High Sheriff. And the High Sheriff of Grafton County is Jeffrey Stiegler. And he reports to the Board of County Commissioners at least once a month. But about the only significant impact that the county has with regard to the county commissioners, county sheriff's office, is the funding and providing the county sheriff with an office area and an area for his deputies, his or her deputies, as the case may be. In this case, it's his deputies, to be trained and to provide them with the necessary office space to do the things that they need to do in their law enforcement duties. So again, you have an independent county sheriff, except that the county sheriff's department does require funding from the Grafton County government. And as I have tried to share with you over the last several years that I've been doing my Just Omer program, is the final decision maker with regard to what the county budget is going to be. It's not the county commissioners, it's the state representatives from Grafton County who make up the county delegation. There's also a county delegation executive committee that meets quarterly to discuss different things. But the ultimate county budget that you folks provide money to through your real estate taxes, that final decision is made by the county delegation. And the county delegation receives a proposed budget from the county commissioners, usually in late May, early June, because we're on a fiscal year. The county fiscal year starts on July 1st and goes till the end of June, following June. And the commissioners propose a budget. And that proposed budget includes the sheriff's department. It includes the Register of Deeds, the county Register of Deeds, and the county treasurer. And those offices, have some things that significantly impact the services that you folks in Grafton County and beyond, in some instances, rely on. So, but the county delegation, they can add to that county budget before they ultimately pass it, or they can subtract money. They can deduct or take money out of the budget, reduce the budget, in other words, and because they have the final say. That is something that really needs to be made clear to you folks here that elect your state representatives, and including electing your county sheriff and your county Register of Deeds. The Register of Deeds is the office that safeguards all of the deeds to all properties that are conveyed and bought and sold and mortgaged and liened within Grafton County. Every county in New Hampshire does have a county registry of deeds. And so, one of the things that we're fortunate to have in Grafton County is we have a register of deeds and a registry of deeds that actually makes money, bringing in money from the recording fees and the transfer stamps. That money goes into the county budget, but the county provides the salaries for the register of deeds, of course, for the county sheriff and the deputies and so on, and the staff people in their offices. So there's certain number of things that the county commissioners can do, but then there's some other things that we need to do in conjunction with the other elected county officials, specifically the county sheriff, the county register of deeds, and the county treasurer. One other aspect of county government that's very important, and it pertains to law enforcement and life safety, is the dispatch center. The sheriff's department is where the dispatch center for Grafton County is housed. And the Grafton County Dispatch Center does provide dispatch services not only for the ambulances and fire departments and many of the town police departments, but they also provide some services to some of the municipalities in the state of Vermont, some up in Coos County. So, there's some opportunities there that may bring in money to the county, but it seems that there's also some of the things that are being required by the state and federal government that are, instead of bringing in net money to the county, are actually costing the county money and actually creating some other challenges that are just coming to the attention of the county commissioners. So these are some of the things that have to be dealt with, on a regular basis. We do have a outstanding county administrator in Julie Libby, and we're very pleased that she continues to work with the Grafton County government, and we're also very pleased to have an outstanding nursing home administrator in Craig Labor, and we have a very outstanding superintendent of corrections, and we really appreciate the work that the superintendent Elliott provides at the Department of Corrections. But Superintendent Elliott is scheduled to retire next, I think it's at the end of August of 2023. And we're going to need to replace that superintendent. We also have the farm that we need to continue to keep managing. And Commissioner Ahern has an eye toward the county farm doing more than what it has for the last 20 years or so in terms of feeding, going back to the original purpose of the statute when the county governments were set up back in the 1870s, is to get back to feeding more of the food into the Department of Corrections. And I'm talking about the whole spectrum of food. So stay tuned to that. Anyway, the commissioners met yesterday, November 15th, at the Commissioners' Conference Room. And again, if anyone is interested in attending those meetings, our commissioner meetings, weekly meetings, they're on just about every Tuesday, except if there's 5 Tuesdays in a month, then we don't meet the 5th Tuesday. But you're welcome to come to those meetings. They're up at North Haverhill at the county complex on the Dartmouth College Highway. They're just in between Woodsville and North Haverhill, the North Haverhill community part where the North Haverhill offices are. And you're welcome to come to those meetings and ask questions. You also have the opportunity to attend the meetings via Zoom. We just need to know if that's what you want to do. so that we can give you the Zoom link. And what you would do is contact Samantha Norcross, who is the county administrative assistant, and she can provide you with that information. Also, remember there is the county website that has the minutes of the commissioners' meetings are posted after those minutes have been approved by the county commissioners, and the minutes go back for several years. So again, the commissioners met yesterday, November 15th. We start out with the Pledge of Allegiance to our Republic at the beginning of each meeting. And the first item on the agenda was Jim Oakes, the maintenance superintendent. Another outstanding servant, to the people of Grafton County in his capacity as the superintendent of the maintenance department. And so he gives us a pretty thorough report every month when he meets with us. And he talks about what's going on at the county complex as a whole, because he's responsible for maintaining the buildings and the equipment for plowing, and especially coming up in the wintertime, and for HVAC and making sure all the wires and the electricity and the heating systems and the biomass heating plant are all working and in good order. And the more technology there is, the more complicated the job is for Mr. Oakes and his crew. So on his general comments for the county complex is the building automation systems. And we've been in the process of working on updating those and getting those back into 100% working order. But we're not quite there yet. We're at probably 99% complete of what we are needing to do. But because of the oncoming winter, we're probably not going to be able to quite finish that up as quickly as we were hoping. One of the things that I never heard about, but when you're dealing with large storage fuel tanks, is the fuel polishing. And that's something that is ongoing. And Mr. Oakes reported that his team at the department, the maintenance department, has polished roughly 6,000 gallons and have another 6,000 gallons of polishing to go. Then he talked about the American Relief Project Act projects, the ARPA, known as the ARPA, and he talked about where we are with the ARPA projects that are being done, especially under this round 2, and talked about the administration and nursing home flooring materials that were purchased through the ARPA funds, the septic system feasibility study, trying to figure out a way to save money by getting out from under the local municipality that has been providing septic system services and water, providing drinking water and other water for the county. So he reported on what was going on in terms of preparing this septic system feasibility study, and also the water well feasibility study. Talked about getting the grounds ready for winter prep for plowing and making sure that the roads and the parking areas are all safe for the employees and for any folks that come to visit family members either in the Department of Corrections or at the nursing home. Talked about the courthouse, preventative maintenance. That's an ongoing thing at that courthouse. And of course, we are looking into the need to either significantly overhaul the existing courthouse or build a brand new courthouse. We have looked into both of those options, and we are in some discussions with the New Hampshire, state of New Hampshire judicial system, because we provide, right now, we're providing the space for the Superior Court and the Circuit Courts and state probation and parole. So this is an important part of what county government is doing in Grafton County at this point of time. And so it just goes on. What's going on at the nursing home, preventative maintenance, lighting issues, plumbing issues, the automated hood system in the kitchen, and the laundry, excuse me, making sure we have all the correct, properly working laundry equipment. And there's a booster fan that needed to be replaced. The bearings needed to be replaced in that. Then he talks about the administrative building, again, preventative maintenance, lighting, and then the boiler, making sure the boilers are working properly there. Pressure relief valves on boiler 2 would not stop leaking, so they had to replace the valve seat seal. Department of Corrections, they're responsible for preventative maintenance at the Department of Corrections. They're responsible for maintaining the heat and ventilation systems there. So we've got issues with heat pump, one of the heat pumps in the Department of Corrections, which is a relatively new building. That County Corrections facility came online back in 2011. So it's a relatively new building, and but it's just got a lot of technology in it. So that technology requires a lot of care. So there's a lot of things that the maintenance department needs to do over at the House of Correction on a regular basis. In fact, they have a little office over there. Air handler and then reheat valves C1 and C7 failed, and they had to both be replaced. Again, there's some other electronic issues that need to be replaced over there, so that if the power goes out, the electricity goes out, we have to maintain the systems that are ongoing at the Department of Corrections as well in the nursing home. So we have to have generators and batteries in place, and those have to be constantly checked to make sure that they're going to be working and available as the second the need arises. Generators and automatic transfer switches at the Department of Corrections as well. They also work on the farm buildings there, the compressors that work with the milk room and the milking of the cows, and so it's just a very complete report. The next item on the agenda was the High Sheriff of Grafton County, Jeff Stigler, and he was requesting some adjustments in the pay scale for some of the deputies, so that all of the deputies that are there are basically on the relatively same pay scale. So there was a lot of discussion about that. A lot of our deputies are retired law enforcement officers or retired deputies, and so there's a lot of back and forth because there's a lot of state retirement rules that come in and kind of complicate things. So we had to talk a little bit about that with Sheriff Stigler. After that, the county attorney, Marcy Hornick, came in. I didn't mention the county attorney's office. That's also a constitutional officer, and she came in and talked about her needs for county attorneys, assistant county attorneys. She reported, and yeah, she's been reporting this on a regular basis, that she's been without one of her assistant county attorneys, or the office's assistant county attorneys, for over a year now. And that's just a an issue that her office is trying to deal with. So she gave us a report on the existing county attorneys, newly hired county attorneys, and the office continues to function. Of course, the court system during the pandemic was closed down for quite a while, and that caused a real backlog of cases. And now they're trying to, catch up and get that backlog all under control. Of course, we're still dealing with bail reform, which that's an issue for the legislature I hope will take up again. We met again with Tom. We did meet with Tom Elliott, the superintendent of the Department of Corrections, also discussing staffing issues with Mr. Elliott. Then we met with Mr. Glenn Libby, at present the interim farm manager, discussing some new employee opportunities for the farm operation. And he is, trying to slow down a little bit and get back into his retirement mode, because Glenn Libby was the superintendent of the Department of Corrections for many years until he retired. But he has a love for the Grafton County Farm, and with his experience in corrections and his experience with dealing with young people through youth sports programs, we're very fortunate that he's willing to help us get through our little to-dos with the farm system. So as a result of talking with Mr. Libby and the commissioners talking, we have the commissioners have decided to appoint a new, and Mr. Libby is fine and dandy with this, to appoint a new interim farm manager as of the 1st of January of 2023. And that will be Ben White. Mr. White is at present and will continue to be the herdsman and in charge of the milking operations there at Grafton County. Again, the milking herd, the dairy herd, brings money into the county through sale of raw milk to Agrimark, and we bring in some money. We have had to cut back a little bit on the number of cows that we milk because we just don't have the labor to do that. So we're working more on that, and we're now in the winter mode, so we're planning what we're going to be doing and growing for crops next planting season, and talking about doing more with local 4-H clubs, educational opportunities that the Grafton County Farm can employ and utilize to help young people. Again, providing some training for inmates from the House of Correction. We do have now 3 inmates working in the dairy operation, which is based upon what's been going on for the last year and a half or so. That's a luxury, having 3 inmate labor people there. So we're working on that. So there's just a lot of things going on. We did have to meet, the commissioners did have to meet in non-public session to discuss some issues there pertaining to future employees. So I just want to thank PBTV for allowing me to make these presentations to you. I certainly want to thank Commissioner Wendy Piper and Commissioner Linda Lauer for all of their good service to the people of Grafton County as county commissioners. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak with you. If you have any questions of me, if you have any suggestions you'd like to talk with me about, like slightly used nuclear fuel, wastetoenergynow.org, and other things. We got a timber cut coming up, hopefully this winter, to bring in some more money at the county farm operation. So if you have any questions of me, Omer C. Adrian Jr., you can call me at 603 78. Okay. You can contact me also at my email, omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. 764-6024 is my phone number, 603-764-6024. And thank you for your patience with me. I want to also say God bless the United States of America, and God bless the great state of New Hampshire. Thank you, and take care.